Hi guys. So I am right now at the bottom of page 4 in your notes. It's example 3, define a piecewise defined function. So this is kind of backwards from where we left off on Wednesday, where we are given the graph and you are asked to find an equation. So when I start, I'm going to start from left to right always. So I need to define this first, that little piece there. And I also need to remember what I saw in the previous example in terms of the setup. So I know it's going to start out like this. It's going to be f of x equals, then I have this bracket. And I have two pieces to define. So let's look at this one right here and think about when we defined all those other graphs, what this is. So as mathematicians and pre-calculus students, we have to get comfortable with knowing that if we see a line that is at, or a segment at -1, 1 and at 0, 0, this is the line y equals x. That horizontal, or excuse me, that diagonal line where the slope is 1 and the y-intercept is 1, or where every y equals x. That's our identity function that we talked about on Wednesday. So when I'm going to define this, I have my y, which is my f of x, I'm back to the bracket, equals, so my y is my f of x, equals, and so it equals x, again, y equals x, if, I write the words if, and I got that from the example above, if, and then I do my boundary. So my boundary is all about those x values, so looking at the graph, I'm looking at these values right here between -1 and 0. So I'm going to put -1, I'm going to leave a space for my inequality and put x, and another space, and then 0. So again, I'm just setting up my inequality, and I'm kind of thinking aloud how I would do this. So the dots are both filled in, so they're, the -1 and 0 are part of the solution, so it's less than or equal to. And you're always going from left to right, so you'll have the low to the high. The -1 is low, the high or farthest to the right is 0, so that's the order you want. Let's do the next one. So I'm looking at this right here. And again, we talked about this on Wednesday, where this is called a constant function because y on this line is constantly 1. So for this one, my line is y equals 1. So going back to the brackets, I still have f of x, which is my y, equals, and it's just 1. I'll make that a 1. If, and then what are my x values between those 2 points? So they're between 0 and 2. So I'm going to put 0. I'm going to leave a blank and put x. And then I'm going to go to 2. And 0 is that open circle. So since it's an open circle, I don't underline it because it's just less than, it's not equal to. It's not part of the solution. And I've got this. And that's it. So flipping your notes over to page 5, we actually did this in periods 1, 2, and 3 as a warm-up. And because I believed that students, and I believe that you guys could figure this out. So I'm going to talk you through it. And this is kind of about test taking. So if we have these options, how are we using our smart test taking skills to eliminate things? And I look at all of these intervals where the x's are listed, and I only see one that has 5, this one right here. So for all the other ones, it starts at either -4 or 3, so the lowest or the farthest to the left is -5. So take a moment and look on your paper or look on this video if you can see it. Where is the only place where x is defined at -5. Okay, so it's right down here on graph C. So if you notice, -5 is here, and there is an open circle. So let's talk it through and see if I agree with the rest of it. So back up to the equation that I circled at the top. It goes from -5 to -2, and it's defined at -2. So does this go from 5 to 2, and the 2 is filled in? So yes, those are our x values. And remember, I'm going to go back up here and circle f of x. It's y equals 2. So I should have this constant line, just like the constant function, at 2. So if I go back to the y-axis, it's at 2. Let's talk about another one. So you should be trying these. So this is matches with C. And this is D. So you could press pause and try them on your own and then check. This is A, and this is B. So let's talk through, a student from a class, let's look at D. So a student from a class noticed that all of these have no equal signs under them. So he noticed that it was all open circles. And so D has all of these open circles. Hi guys, sorry I got interrupted kind of in a big way. So I think I was explaining these open circles. So on part D you have all these open circles. So it's definitely D, and then you kind of go back and you look, and let's check the bottom one. So it's from -2, it's at -2 between 3 and 5. So I'll do this in green, looking at the D graph. Is this between 3 and 5? It sure is. And is it at -2? Is the y value -2? It is. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go over the homework quick, and then you guys can spend the rest of the time getting your homework done. Your homework is due Wednesday, but it should be done Monday. It should be done Monday because on Monday I'm handing you a new super long homework assignment. Okay, the next slide will tell you about the homework, remind you. So a reminder that 9 through 16 is just matching. So that should be fine. Okay, those are matching. These are sketching, but like I circled, you need 3 points. And please make sure that those points fall on that line. So I drew this here, right here, this parabola for number 18. 1, 1 should be on that graph if you choose that as one of your points. But if you plug in 1 to x squared, 1 times 1 is 1. So that's for number 18. For 25 and 27, I thought you had to graph them, but you don't. So you just have to follow the rules and plug things in. So you just have to do A down here, B, and C. And you can work together on those, and remember the answers are on this website as well. 29, 33, and 37 you need to graph. Take your time, go slow on those, and then you do have A through E. So take a look at A through E. Graphing is actually part C. And then if you flip it over, 41 is just like we did in our notes. It's the given a graph, find the equation, so is 43. 47 is an application, but I think it's pretty basic. You can handle that. It's just plugging in points by following the rules. All right, have a great weekend, and I'll see ya on Monday.